Okay, so this is what your what Canvas looks like. Okay, now the only thing different is that you're looking from a teacher's point of view of Canvas, but it allows us teachers to see what you see, and that's why you see on the bottom screen a pink bar. This pink bar down here, that's just alerting me that this is in student view. Okay, so again, it's pretty much what you're going to see on your end of the spectrum. All right, so this first part here is everything, just a brief introduction of biological principles and what you're finding on what you're going to find on Canvas. This is where you're going to be spending most of your time. And over here is the inbox. This is where you're going to email me. Okay, and if you see a little number over there, that's also going to tell you that you have an email. Please make a point to look at this. You know how many times I have to repeat this to students. Check your inbox here at least twice a day. Okay, you're taking an online course. I would expect that you do a lot of stuff online, including checking your inbox over here. So please check that at least twice a day. I don't know, something in the morning and something in the evening. Maybe like I'm just 10 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, something like that. I don't want to tell you 2 times, but what times to do it. But you want to do that. I'm going to be sending emails at least once a week, but more in reality, usually 2 or 3 times a week. And there's going to be great pointers for you. It's going to tell you about things, what should I be, where should I be in my studies? What kind of week is this going to be? I know there's an exam on Monday, but does that mean on Thursday what's going on? And sometimes I'll even give you a heads up that next week we're going to have a lot of things going on. So I'm going to give you some tips on what videos to watch, what lesson plans in terms of like lab assignments to do and so forth. So please, let's put it this way. I am not one of those teachers that say, this is an online course, here's the book, you're on your own. That is not me, okay? In fact, if you wanted a course like that, you might want to get out of my course and go to someplace else, because I'm going to not spoon feed you, but I am going to guide you through this by giving you emails, okay? If you don't want to look at the emails, then you will be on your own and you just follow whatever the syllabus is. But I'm going to give you some pointers too, okay? So do check that at least twice a day. I might send an email at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know, okay? So that's what I want to say about that. Over here is we're going to be spending some time. The home screen, again, is a little bit of what you're going to find here. I'm not going to spend time on that because I'm going to verbalize that stuff for you. If you go over to modules, this is where you're going to find most of your stuff. The syllabus will be in here, which is over here. That entering survey that I told you about, I need you to download this, complete it, and you could type in all your information, but then you got to save it as. It's important you do that. Save it as and change the name to your name. Put Stacy, and then once you do that, browse your computer so that you could attach it to an email and send it to me. Okay. If you don't do the save as, you're just sending I know it looks like you typed everything and you just save it. It saves it as a blank document. You got to change the name for it to be what all your information. So make sure you do that. I would want you to do that sometime this week, today preferably, so you get that off your checklist. The whole syllabus is right here, of course, all right? And then there's other information over here, students' rights and responsibilities. And this is also something that you may want to look at. Let me see if I could show you this. The student resources. One of the other fellow colleagues of mine gave me this, and it looks pretty nice. Absences, what are you supposed to do? Your responsibility, the act, and all these different things over here, all different emails for you to send to. Childcare, unfortunately, is closed because of the coronavirus. All these different things in here. If you have questions about emergency grant application, enrollment questions, who to get in contact with, ID cards if you need a new one for whatever reason. The library is over here, mental health issues. Tutoring is on here someplace. Testing coordinator, which is the ARC. So there's a breadth of knowledge on here all in one thing. So if you want to, you could print it out, but then you can't click on the links over here, obviously. But at least you have that. So this is a nice thing. I got this last month, so it's pretty recent, okay? So anyway, that's what you're going to find with the syllabus and other documents. Again, let me get back to here so you see where I'm going. So again, this is the home screen. When I go to modules, this is where you're going to find the syllabus and all those other documents. Then all the PowerPoint presentations are here, okay? So you have the PowerPoint over here, and then I got short videos. These aren't me lecturing. I found these on YouTube or elsewhere. Sometimes they're just animations. They could be very short, anywhere from 1 minute to 10 minutes or something. So these will surely help you with the material that's in here, kind of an indentation. These videos will go with that. Basic chemistry, and here's a couple videos for that. Water properties and acid base, and some videos for that, okay? And so forth. This is the whole course, all my PowerPoints, okay? It's pretty long, I realize that, but that's why I'm telling you what video, you know, when you look at my emails, I will give you an idea of what videos to watch and what, you know, here's the a03, and then there's B, C, D, and so forth. So everything's numbered on there, okay? And this is probably the highlight of the course, because you won't get many teachers doing this. I actually video recorded all my lectures here. I think it was the first or second time I taught this, and nothing's really changed, to tell you the truth. So you actually have me helping you. So let me see if I could show you what one of these look like. Let's see. Let's do this. So click on one of these. I'm hoping you could see this. Okay. So here's a video. Click on this.
So now you guys are ready for the hard stuff. Cellular respiration.
So jump ahead a little bit. All right.
And it gets attached to that oxygen.
So I'm going through the whole thing. You're going to see the same PowerPoint over here. And I do a lot of what I call art therapy. I draw a lot of stuff over here. So it's as though you're in the classroom with me. And I tape this in front of a live audience. It's like one of those TV shows. But when students ask me questions, they're asking good and popular common questions that I answer right in front. So it feels as though you're with me and with other classmates doing that. So this is a big plus. I find that students utilize this best if they can split their screen or have, let's say, their PowerPoint open on their tablet, and then their laptop has me doing a video recording. So, and then they have a piece of paper that they're jotting down their notes. I mean, the PowerPoint is in my in the screen that you're watching right now. But and let me just get a different one on here, only because so you can see what I mean with. Yeah, you see how I'm drawing stuff over here, but then you're following along with the PowerPoint. Sometimes these PowerPoints are a little bit blurry. That's why I encourage you to open up, you know, whether your smartphone, small screen though, or a tablet of something in nature where you could actually have a PowerPoint on there, the same ones that are in Canvas, and then you have this running on another digital device like your laptop. So you could use that and you could jot down notes or whatever you do to normally study in classroom. And of course, the big plus about all this is that you could freeze frame it. You could make me talk like I'm a chipmunk, go fast forward a little bit. You could jump to places and so forth. In fact, if you're ever confused on anything, which is a nice thing also, not that it's nice that you're confused, but you could say, you know what, Dr. Gamaro, when we're looking at, and I'm just using this over here, cellular respiration video, the B03, here's B04, B03, you said something at 2116 that is confusing. When you said this, did you really mean this, or whatever you could do? So now I could go exactly to where you're directing me to, and I could see where that is. So there's a lot of benefits of having these little videos, okay? So anyway, all of that's on there. I also, just give you a heads up, over here gives you a little description of what's in this particular video. So this video here is number 5. So it's this one here. And this is, so they have little videos. There's, you know, this whole thing, cellular respiration and fermentation. This is probably one of the hardest lessons for you guys for me to teach and you guys to learn. But anyway, and it's showing you like, here's 14 minutes, 24 minutes, you know how to use YouTube. But what I'm using here is that there's 6 videos here you would have to go through. And over here, it gives you a little description of this particular video, right? So you click on here. And I'm talking about beta oxidation, fermentation, lactic acid versus ethyl alcohol, and gluconeogenesis is all in this video that I talk about over 39 minutes. Okay. So anyway, so I utilize as much as I could on YouTube for you to do that. Okay. All right. So we're back now on Canvas. Let me go back over here. Let me close out of here again, get you back. Again, let me just orient you. Here's the home screen, okay? We're gonna go to modules. Again, that's where the syllabus is, my presentations, the PowerPoints. I just showed you the pre-recorded lecture videos, okay? And now we have review questions. I highly recommend you do these, okay? You could either download all 16 sets in one package, or I also made it so that you could download each particular one. The review questions, anywhere from 10 to 30 questions, multiple choice questions in each one of them. Do them after you do the PowerPoint and my video so you could understand the material, okay? And that's what's all in here, okay? And I'll talk more about these, but I'll just give you a little incentive for you to do these review questions. There's no answers to them. Oh, no. No, the reason why is I don't want you to memorize the answers, but if you do them, I'm telling you about 20 to 25% of the questions in here are going to be put into my lecture exams. So I reward the students who do these, and I'll explain how to do them a little bit later, but you do them and you get rewarded because those questions will appear on my lecture exams. So I encourage you to do those, okay? The lab experiments. So I'm still in the process of doing this, okay? I don't have them all here right now, but I do have the first lab experiment. It's gonna be lab experiment number 1, called scientific measurement. It's due on February 4th, and it's worth 20 points. All right, when you go in here, and I'll just show you, this is one of my colleagues, actually the chairman of the chairman of the department, science department. He has certain things on here. So this is not me, this is him. And it's a lab report. This should be him popping up. Yeah, that's him. All right. That's Dr. Yuguma. So he's gonna go over some of this stuff. And then that's him. And that's gonna give you some understanding. You're gonna be using some of the instruments that came with the lab kit, and you're gonna do those, okay? So you do all that, and then after you read all this and you do your experiments, then there's a quiz for you to take that's gonna be worth 20 points. That'll automatically go to Canvas, the grade book, and that's how we'll do it. At least for this particular lab experiment, which is scientific measurements, okay? So, and there's a worksheet for you to read too, all right? So that's where this is. All that information is over here. There's 30 questions for you to answer and 20 points. It's due on February 4th at 12 o'clock p.m. All right, so it gives you some idea about that. All right, so let me go back to modules, okay? So lab experiments, like I said, I only have the first one up there. It'll go week by week. I haven't really developed the whole thing yet. It will be ready by the time the week arrives, okay? So that'll be there. Supplemental material, right now there's nothing in there. If I find a new diagram or something like that, I'll add in there. And this is some just FYI, information about the coronavirus. I found a couple of videos about the coronavirus. I saw these over last summer. It answers a lot of questions about how the coronavirus affects the person inside and what does it mean and terminology. They're pretty short. They're like maybe 10 minutes each. So if you have any questions about coronavirus, these two I actually endorse if you want to take a look. It gives you some information about that. All right. It's not going to be tested at all, but it's just an FYI. Okay. So that's, and quizzes. All right. So all the exams and all the quizzes are under this thing called quizzes. Canvas calls it quizzes. I can't change the names of these things, so I can't even change the word modules. So quizzes will actually have, and I don't know why this is in there, but the assignment quizzes, because it's a quiz, that's in there. But all your lecture exams will be in here too. It's all the things you have to do per se is going to be in there that needs to get submitted. Will be in quizzes. I can't change that. I'm sorry, but that's what's in there. There is a practice quiz over here. I highly encourage you to do that. It's basically material that you should have learned if you took a high school biology or chemistry course. So it's pretty basic stuff that we will actually go over in our course here with more depth. But it's just a practice quiz to give you an idea of how tests or exams are conducted on Canvas. So it gives you an idea of what to expect. The other thing I want you to see is that there's 2 questions in there that have an embedded picture, okay, image. If you do the 12 questions and you didn't see an image, there's something wrong most likely with your browser. You see, that's what Safari and Internet Explorer, that's why it's not compatible. There's certain things that are making it not compatible. If you use Firefox and you use, or Google Chrome, you should be able to see those embedded images. So again, I have that written in the syllabus. I'll talk about that a little bit more later on, but I just want to, so it gives you a practice quiz that you should just do. There's 12 points, but it goes to nothing. It's just for you to, and you could do this as many times as you want. So you could just navigate to see what one of my quizzes are like. So anyway, you could do that, okay? Your grades over here, whenever I grade them or Canvas grades them, they will all be on there, all right? So I know there's a lot here, but we're gonna eventually get into all that, okay? And this kind of breaks down what everything is. And then this is something I'm toying with. If I'm not too sure if I'm going to use assignments or not, this area, because they do, the items in this assignments are also found in other places. So I don't know if it's going to confuse you or not. So I'm trying to toy the idea, should I use this or not? But let me just show you what it does have. So let me clean this up a little. Okay. So what this is that you could show all your things that you're going to need to do by type. So in other words, I want to see all the lecture exams together, all the lab quizzes together, and so forth. Or you could do it by date. In other words, chronologically. Oh, I got to do a lab assignment first, and then the next thing is going to be a lab quiz, and the next thing is going to be a lecture exam. So you could do a chronological order, or you could actually categorize them in categories, groups. So lecture exams, there's nothing in there yet because I didn't upload them, all right? The lab quizzes, I didn't put them in there yet, but they will be. That's where they're gonna be found, and so forth, okay? And then this is where it's all broken down too, which I'll talk about later. 30% of your grade is gonna be from lecture exams, 5% is from lab quizzes, 25% from homework, 20% from lab reports, 20% from your final exam, okay? If you put this together, 25% is homework. That's a lot right there, and we'll talk about that. Your lecture exams and the final make up 50% of your course, right? 30% and the 20%. The other 25% is lab stuff. So of that 25%, 20 is gonna be lab reports, and then 5% will be lab quizzes. So that makes up 100%. So anyway, that's a little bit about what you're going to find on Canvas. Again, just I want to emphasize, look at your inbox at least twice a day. I will be emailing you at least 1 to 3 times a week, okay? And that could be twice in one day. So just giving you an idea about that, okay? So that's Canvas. All right. All right.